be about 2nd and 6 for Chivo Nation.
Good afternoon and welcome to this broadcast of Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. Rob Hipp alongside Nathan Height. This game started a little bit early, already in progress here. Again, thanks for joining us today. It's the Sonora Broncos alumni versus the Rocksprings Angoras alumni here in beautiful Rock Springs, Texas.
For a gain of about 3 yards. Carrying the ball for the Angoras is number 22.
The ball sitting right now around the 50-yard line on
That brings up a
third down.
For Chivo Nation.
And the Sonora Broncos currently have the ball on the 49-yard line in the Angoras territory. Beautiful afternoon for football here. Things drying out just a little bit. And I beg your pardon, there was actually an interception earlier, and the Rocksprings Angoras have the ball on their own 49. So just a couple to go here for the first down. Quarterback gets the ball, hands off to his back over to Tommy Silva. Silva trying to bounce around to the right side, and a flag comes out here late. We'll see what the call is. Again, it was 3rd and short. Will be a penalty against the Angoras, and that will set them back. Face masking foul, so.
Broncos.
And wow, they're actually going to call that against the Broncos. An automatic first down here for the Rocksprings Angoras. Again, this game just underway here in the first quarter. We're still scoreless. Just about 8 minutes, 40 seconds to go here, and it will be, again, first down for the Angoras. Looks like on the 36-yard line. Quarterback out there. Believe number 17, Raimundo Gonzalez, a 2012 graduate. Trips down to the right, one receiver up top to the left. In shotgun is Gonzalez, has a back offset to his left. The snap to Gonzalez, stepping back, scanning, looking. And now he's going to keep it on the keeper here, trying to gain a few yards and breaks through. A nice little gain here by Gonzalez to the 36-yard line. So give him 5 yards on the play, going to bring up a second down at around 5 here for the Angoras.
On the Bronco 32-yard line.
Again, that ball sitting on the 32-yard line of the Broncos here on the near side hash mark. Beautiful day here in Rock Springs, Texas. Nice drive from Austin. My friend Nathan Height joining me today, running the camera here. And appreciate Nathan making the journey here with me. Made the ride go by faster, that's for sure. This time under center is Gonzalez, 2 backs behind him. One of those backs is Carlos Franco. Franco in the back. And this is going to be the delayed handoff to Franco, and he's going to be stopped immediately. Great defense by Sonora. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long here for the Angoras. This drive actually started off with a kick to the Broncos. They turned it over on an interception, and that's how Rock Springs has the ball right now. It's just under 7 minutes here in the first quarter. Again, we're scoreless.
Zachary Cifuentes, Robert Peña, and Gerardo Cifuentes on the O-line for the Angoras.
Breaking out of the huddle are the Angoras here. Randall Ramirez, the receiver, down to the right. One receiver up top to the left. Gonzalez under center. Has a back behind him, I believe that's Silva. In motion is David Stevens. Fumble on the play, and Gonzalez able to pick it up, but stopped for maybe a gain of 1 on the play. We got quite a bit of wind out here in southwest Texas. So the ball just inside the 30-yard line, around the 29 here. Some options. We should see Rock Springs go for it. Be a big stop for the Broncos if they can come up here on 4th down. They will go for it here. One receiver to either side. Up top is Felipe Zamora. And down low is Randall Ramirez. And Gonzalez again under center. 2 backs behind him. Fabian Ortiz in the backfield. Stepping back, looking to pass here. Trying to scramble, find his way. He's being chased by Ernest Adams, still on his feet. And he's going to pick up enough for the first down. What a run right there by Rock Springs. Big pickup there by Raimundo Gonzalez. As initially he looked like he may have been in some trouble as he was threatened by Ernest Adams, able to bounce around and get that first down, and now inside the red zone around the 15-yard line. And they will mark the ball right on the 15-yard line on the near side of hash mark.
All the way down to about the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Chico Nation.
.5:30 to go here in the first quarter. Receivers line up to the top and bottom. Up top to the left, Felipe Zamora. Down to the right, Randall Ramirez. This time under center is Tano Ramirez, and the line jumps on the right side. Looks like an initial jump there by Randy Balvata, and he is the 2008 graduate, and that's going to set him back 5. It'll be first down and 15 from the 20-yard line. So first down and basically got some room here to run. We'll see if the Angoras can capitalize here after that penalty. Again, receivers lining up, same formation to either side. And back under center again, number 99, Tano Ramirez, the 2004 graduate. Calling for it, the handoff, and he is going to hand off to number 22, Carlos Franco. Franco immediately going to be dropped. There is a flag out on the far side of the field, however, waiting to see what the officials discuss here. Well, once again, thanks for joining us here on Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. It's been a while since we've been out here. They're going to wave that penalty flag off. Should be second down and long here. Second down and 15 again from the 20-yard line. So they can still get that first down if they get down there to the 5-yard line. As you can see on your video screen there, as Nathan running the camera, the action from left to right. Still under center out there is Tano Ramirez. And 2 backs behind him. Calls for it this time. Going to roll out to the right. Little pass over to the right side to Randall Ramirez. Try to look upfield a little too early. Incomplete. It's going to bring up third down and 15.
Brings up 3rd and 15 for Chico Nation.
Been about a month here since we've had a Gridiron Glory Alumni football game, so it's good to be back out on the football field. Beautiful June the 4th afternoon. A little hot, but a little windy up here. We're in the video box tonight. Nathan and I driving in from Georgetown. It was about a 3.5-hour drive. Beautiful country coming through here. So still out there under center is going to be Tano Ramirez. 2 backs line up behind him. Again, it's Franco alongside Ortiz. 2 receivers, 1 receiver to either side. This time looking to pass, rolling out to the right, scanning the field, throws it up, jumping up, and it's picked off in the end zone by Sonora. It's Jesse Garza, and Garza going to bring the ball down to around the 15-yard line. So an interception thrown right there by Ramirez into the hands of Garza. A nice drive on the way there by Rocksprings, unfortunately not able to capitalize. And the Broncos get the ball back here for their second possession of the afternoon. So far on each possession, we've seen an interception apiece. Both teams here trying to find their game so far to get things started here on this alumni football game. Now the owner of Gridiron Glory, Mr. George Cox, out there playing today alongside Joel Cox. And Nathan, pretty cool stat here. The eldest player, if you will, Mr. George Cox, the owner of Gridiron Glory Alumni Football, class of 1988. And then after him, Ernest Adams wearing number 1 for Sonora. He's a class of 1990. And, you know, George started this organization because of his passion for football and almost kind of on a bet from his son. Wanted to get out there and prove that he could still play, and George out there today on the gridiron. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Gridiron Glory Alumni Football resumes here on SHN Sports.
Here we go. First down Broncos from their own 15-yard line. We got a doubles formation.
Welcome back here, back in action. As the Broncos have the ball now, the pitch out over on the far side to the running back.
He's going to get about 5 yards on the play.
Looks like a 5-yard carry there on the play for the Broncos. That was Edward Garza, the 2012 graduate for Sonora. So that ball sitting on the 20-yard line. Got 80 yards to go here on a 2nd down and 5. So again, just kind of recapping where we're at right now. 2:44 to go in the first quarter. Both teams committing an interception. And this is the second possession of the afternoon for the Broncos. Quarterback Robert Aguilar steps back, passing over the left side. Too high, the intended receiver Tyler Wilson. And after the tip, an interception again. We'll wait to see, and it is an interception there by Efrain Cifuentes, the 2009 graduate. So far early in this game, we've seen 3 interceptions here, as the passing game just not on par yet for either team. So these drives stalling because of turnovers.
58, Victor Reyes. Number 1, Ernest Adams. 74, George Cox.
And so now, Rocksprings, the Angoras will take over just inside the 30-yard line. Back in at quarterback is Raimundo Gonzalez. Gonzalez under center. Pitches deep out into his man. It's Tommy Silva. Silva still on his feet, dancing around. Silva is going to make his way in for the first score of the game. However, there is a penalty flag on the far side of the field. We'll wait to see what the penalty is here.
Oh, we got a flag on the play. Oh. Oh. Don't hurt me, Hammer. We've got a hold against the Angoras, and that's going to take them back.
And unfortunately, that is a holding call. You may have heard it there on the PA. That ball is going to come back, so that negates the nice touchdown run by the Angoras. Silva, nice footwork, but it will come back due to the holding penalty.
Nice play by Tommy Silva.
So the ball around the 29-yard line. 1:53 to go in the first quarter. Gonzalez under center. 1 receiver to either side.
Fullback off to number 20.
Hands off over to Carlos Franco as fullback, and Franco going to pick up a few yards here just inside the 25-yard line. Got about 5 yards to go here on a 2nd down and 5. So again, this drive after the interception started at the 28-yard line.
Looks like 17 is taking over. Raimundo Gonzalez. We got 1 minute and 9 seconds left in the first quarter.
Again, just moments ago, Silva there with that touchdown run that came back. So on the second possession of the afternoon, the Angoras trying to score here. This time a nice little fake play, a fake handoff to Gonzalez, and Gonzalez going to be brought down in the backfield. Big play by the Broncos back near the 30-yard line. Coming up, the initial hit by Ernest Adams, the 1990 graduate. Going to be about a loss of 7 back to the 30-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down and long here for the Angoras.
If they're smart, they'll let the clock run out.
That clock with 24 seconds to go and ticking before we move into the second quarter of play. Things moving along quite fast here so far this afternoon. Got a little bit of an early start. We're only about 18 minutes into this game so far as actual time. Trying to get a snap off here with 5 on the clock. Quickly getting under center is Gonzalez. 2 on the clock. He does get the snap off. Rolling back, scanning. looking. Deep pass down actually to the center part of the field. Looked deep at first, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. Intended receiver on the play, Tommy Silva, and that will do it for the first quarter of play. At the end of one, we're scoreless. Sonora Broncos, Rocksprings Angoras. Alumni football here on SHN Sports continues after this. This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com. Welcome back to Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. Here on June the 4th, 2016, a beautiful afternoon outside. It's the Sonora Broncos versus the Rocksprings Angoras alumni. As the second quarter just about to get underway, it's going to be fourth down and about 12 here for Rocksprings. Again, kind of recapping here, scoreless in the first quarter, both teams turning the ball over 3 times total per the teams. Rocksprings did have a touchdown, about a 28-yard run that was negated, brought back due to a holding penalty. So here on a big fourth down, the last time they were at fourth down, it was a interception. So the Angoras here trying to get things back in line. Again, the action now moving from right to left.
The Angoras are going to stay in the I formation.
They line up in this I formation that they've been in all afternoon. One receiver to either side, 2 backs behind the quarterback. Under center is Gonzalez. Gonzalez going to keep it on the right side. Has room, dancing his way through, and enough. First down, he's about a yard in front of it, at least from up here. And it is an Angora first down. Nice run right there. And a pickup on fourth down and 12. Gonzalez, the 2012 alum, able to pick up that big first down for Rocksprings.
Takes it down about the 12-yard line for the Angoras.
So still lining up in that same I formation. However, another back in there. This time it's Randy Bavanten. And behind him is Fabian Ortiz. Or Silva, actually, beg your pardon. The handoff is to Silva. Silva diving his way just outside the 10-yard line. They're going to call him down at the 11. Going to bring up second down and short. So the Angoras have an opportunity here to get a first down before they get into the end zone. Just underway in the second quarter, still scoreless, 10:30 to go. Breaking out of the huddle, appears to line up in that same I formation on the near side. Down to the left is Felipe Zamora, and up top to the right is Randall Ramirez. Under center, Gonzalez. This time the handoff over to his fullback. And Bevanton gets his way down to around the 5-yard line. It is enough. We'll see if they mark him. He may actually be just a few short. And no, it is enough for a first down. So that ball just outside of the 5-yard line. And it's a first down and goal here for the Angoras. So threatening again here in the red zone. Looking to get on the board first as we're scoreless with 9:30 to go here in the second quarter. Breaking out of the huddle, lining up in the same formation again. The backs back there, Randy Baventen and also
Silva dotting the I.
Tommy Silva in the back of that I formation. This one, the sweep over to Silva. Silva on the left side, lowers his head, still on his feet, and gets close. He's going to be about 2 short of that goal line. It's going to bring up 2nd down and goal. Nice effort right there on the play by Silva. We saw him score that 28-yard run earlier that came back due to a holding penalty, so trying to get back in this time, falls a couple short. Again, 2nd down and goal here for the Angoras. The ball on the near side hash mark. Trying to keep the crowd mic on a little bit, but it's pretty windy out there this afternoon as we're up high in the skybox. Lining up in that same I formation. Look for the ball possibly to go to Silva. We'll see if that's what Gonzalez is going to do here. And it is. It goes to Silva. Silva dancing around left side. Touchdown, walks in, and Rock Springs gets on the board first here. A nice 2-yard run, virtually untouched. Going in for that touchdown is Silva. And more than likely they'll line up for 2 here, as we see quite a custom in Alumni football. The Georgetown Eagles, one of the few teams that kicks out there that we've seen in Alumni. And also the Hage Rebels, another team that we see kicking the ball quite a bit. So they will go for the 2-point conversion here. The keeper from Gonzalez. Gonzalez in for 2. Raimundo gets the 2-point conversion, and Rock Springs with that early 8-0 lead here in the 2nd quarter. So on their 2nd possession of the afternoon, the Angoras are able to get into the, not only the red zone, but into the end zone after that 2-yard run by Tommy Silva. Silva, the 2007 alum. Going over, we didn't have a chance to go over it here as things got off a little bit early. Just naming off the players here for the Sonora Broncos. Ernest Adams wearing number 1. Number 3 is Angel Garza. Number 5, Tyler Wilson. Number 12, Jesse Garza. Number 15, Robert Aguilar. Number 24, Zachary Sanchez. Number 32, Edward Garza. Number 58, Victor Reyes. Number 74, George Cox. Number 75, David Ronquillo. And number 77, Joel Cox. And that's it for Sonora. Rock Springs players out there. Number 1, Randall Ramirez. Number 17, Raimundo Gonzalez playing quarterback. Number 22, Carlos Franco. 24, Tony Garcia. 25, David Stevens. 31, Alex Carrillo. Number 32, Fabian Ortiz. Number 33, Tommy Silva. 52, Bosley Fuentes. Number 53, Primitivo Cuellar. Number 55, Randy Balvanten. Number 56, Juan Hurtado. Number 66, Zachary Cifuentes. Number 70, Robert Pena. Number 75, Xavier Spurlock, beg your pardon. Number 77, Gerardo Cifuentes. Number 81, Efrain Cifuentes. And number 88, Felipe Zamora. And number 99, Tano Ramirez. So those are your players for this Gridiron Glory Alumni football game today here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, June the 4th. So after the score by Tommy Silva and the 2-point conversion by Gonzalez on the keeper, Rock Springs leading 8-0, kicking off to the Broncos. Action from right to left, as you can see it on your video screen there. And that ball sitting on the 40-yard line. Set back to receive deep in the backfield. I believe it's Angel Garza. And that kick up and away. Garza will get the ball around the 15. Garza on his feet, dancing around, dodging a tackle from Fuentes. Still around. Now cutting back to the outside, dancing and prancing his way around. Trying to beat Ernest Adams, and Adams able to ankle tackle him, bringing him down, saving a bigger run. He'll be brought down around the 34-yard line. So that is where the Broncos will take over here for their 3rd possession of the afternoon.
On 34-yard line.
So they will be on their own 34-yard line to start things on this drive.
We got 99.
And again, a nice tackle right there by Randall Ramirez coming in on the ankle grab.
56.
Ernest Adams trying to gain his breath here. They will call a timeout on the field.
Official timeout on the field.
We'll take a timeout as well. When we come back, the Sonora Broncos trying to answer that touchdown moments ago by Rock Springs. We'll be right back. You're watching Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com. Welcome back to Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. Rob Hipp alongside my good friend Nathan Height helping out here this afternoon in beautiful Rock Springs, Texas, here in the southwest part of the state. Thoughts and prayers go out to our friends across the Lone Star State due to all the recent flooding. A lot of folks without home right now. Some folks tragically losing their lives in the recent floodwater. So again, our thoughts and prayers with all of those affected by the recent rains. We're thankful for the rain, but unfortunately here in Texas, when it comes, sometimes it comes down, and we're facing a lot of flooding here in the Lone Star State. Luckily here today, though, in Rock Springs, scattered clouds, the rain has let up. The field conditions are excellent here for football. The temperature hovering between 85, 86 degrees. Doesn't get much better than this for football. Was a little bit of a water break there. Ernest Adams okay out on the field.
Here we go.
Just had to get a little hydration.
Timeout.
Again, 7:48 and the clock ticking here in the second quarter. The Rock Springs Angoras lead this contest 8-0. The Broncos trying to answer the call here. They've got a long ways to go as they're on their own 34-yard line. Aguilar in shotgun, dancing around, trying to dive, lowers his shoulder into the
Gets about 3 or 4 yards.
front field and picks up around 4. Again, those conditions out there pretty windy, so we're going to have to turn down that crowd mic a little bit. So it will bring up second down here. And we're kind of having to estimate the yardage here as there's no inside hash marks on this field. Still a nice facility here at Rock Springs.
Back to the same formation for Broncos.
Again, second down and around 7 on the play. 2 receivers to either side. The shotgun, this time the handoff. To his back, it's Edward Garza. Garza still on his feet. A lot of running, but not able to pick up much on the play, maybe 1 or 2. We'll call it third down here. Checking into the game now for Rock Springs is David Stevens, replacing Xavier Spurlock, the 2011 alumni.
42, we're a little from here sometime.
So the Broncos here trying to break out a huddle and get things in motion. They've got a ways to go on third down, a lot ahead of them. Still plenty of ball game left, just under 6 minutes here in the first half. Back lines up is Edward Garza, 2 receivers to either side. Aguilar passes over to the far side, over to number 5, Tyler Wilson. Wilson brought down almost immediately, picks up a few on the play. The initial hit right there looks like it was Juan Hurtado, the 2004 graduate.
8 yards.
And it's going to bring up fourth down. And from here appears to be around
About 5:20 left.
7 or so.
First half.
So a host of Rocksprings Angoras subbing in and out here. And give the Broncos credit. out here fighting with everything is, it appears from at least up here, they don't have any subs, so they're going to be playing this full game, these guys out here. Trying to hang in this one, and so far in the first half, playing pretty good. However, they are down 8-0. Just under 5 minutes here, going for it on 4th down. Again in shotgun is Robert Aguilar, the 2012 graduate. 2 receivers to either side. Aguilar stepping back, now he punts it. A little pooch punt, and this one maybe sells around 10 yards, takes a bounce back into Bronco territory, and it's going to go right back to the original line of scrimmage. You can see the frustration there by Jesse Garza. It will be a turnover on downs.
The 37-yard line. It'll be Angoras 1st and 10 with 4:38 to go.
Call that basically a no-yard punt as that one rolled back. And on the 3rd possession of the afternoon, Rock Springs will take over just outside the 35-yard line. We'll call it around the 37, and they're already in Bronco territory. There is a timeout by Sonora. Going to take a breather here and try to get things back in line. We'll take a break as well when we come back. Sonora, I beg your pardon. When we come back, Rock Springs trying to add to that lead. We'll be right back. You're watching Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. Welcome back to Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. Rob Hipp alongside my good friend Nathan Height running the camera this afternoon. It's the Sonora Broncos versus the Rocksprings Angoras Alumni. Rock Springs with the 8-0 lead here as we are in the closing minutes of the first half of play. Rock Springs has the ball on the Bronco 37 after a punt that really didn't go anywhere, unfortunately. It came up, it had about 15 yards on it or so, and it took a roll right back towards the Bronco original line of scrimmage. So great field position starting out for Rock Springs, trying to add to that 8-0 lead. Lining up in the I formation, one receiver to either side. We've seen this formation for most of the afternoon. Raimundo Gonzalez under center. This one hands off and immediately stopped. They're going to say his knees were down. It's Tommy Silva, and a great job there on the takedown by the quarterback for the Broncos, Robert Aguilar. It's going to be 2nd down and long now after about a 4-yard loss on the play. So again, the shorthanded Broncos playing pretty aggressive out here, only down by 8. Again, 2nd down. Ball around the 43-yard line, breaking out of the snap. Same I formation that we've seen all afternoon. Gonzalez under center. This time he will hand off over to the right side to Tommy Silva. Silva trying to push his way ahead. And he will pick up about 4 or 5 on the play. Nice aggressive move by Silva. Able to take that pack of Broncos ahead for about 5. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long here for Rock Springs. Nice crowd turned out here today for Rock Springs. A few folks sitting on the opposite side of the stadium as well. Will be a timeout here on the field as we'll have a quick water break. We'll keep things right here, so kind of giving a quick game summary as 3:08 to go in the first half. The first three possessions. First possession went to the Broncos. That resulted in an interception. First possession for Rock Springs resulted in an interception. Second possession by the Broncos, an interception. So the first three possessions started out as interceptions. And then in that second possession for Rock Springs, they got on a roll. They started out around the 28-yard line of the Broncos. And there was a 28-yard touchdown run by Tommy Silva. However, a holding penalty brought that one back. The Broncos able to recap, get things back in order, and on a first down, they got a first down on a 4th and 12. It was a huge run to pick up that first down by the quarterback Raimundo Gonzalez on the keeper and continued to work their way down to the field, and finally it was a 2-yard touchdown run by Tommy Silva, and then the 2-point conversion was good as well, and that's where we stay right now at 8-0. The Broncos' third possession resulted in a punt, and here we are on the third possession for Rock Springs. New formation now, this time quarterback in shotgun, 2 receivers down to the left, 1 up top to the right. Gonzalez dancing around, he's chased down, and what a tackle out there in the backfield. Coming up again is Robert Aguilar, and another Bronco back there, Victor Reyes, for a big loss. All the way down to the 48-yard line. Going to bring up 4th down and long here. And the clock continues to run just over 2 minutes. Wow. The defense by the Broncos impressive here in the first half. Substitutions on the field for the Angoras. Zachary Cifuentes comes to the sideline, and heading out there is Basile Fuentes. So again, 4th down and long here for Rock Springs. They do line up in a punt formation. Out there is Tano Ramirez. And set to receive on the opposite end of the field is Edward Garza. A fumble on the snap and trying to tap it away. And the Broncos trying to fall on it. Finally, way back down near the 30-yard line. Coming up with the ball is Randall Ramirez. However, it will be good starting field position here as the Broncos with 24 seconds have 1 minute, 24 seconds, a little bit of time to work with, trying to get that first, not only the first down, but the first score of the game. So that ball looks like it settled all the way around to the, call it the 33-yard line. It's a mishandled snap there. We'll keep things right here. Again, 1:24 to go in the first half, and the Broncos trying to get on the board here and even things up. If they do score, they will have to score that 2-point conversion, however, to score it right now. The score 8-0 here in the second quarter. 2 big tackles on that drive by number 15, Robert Aguilar.
First and 10 for the Broncos.
Will be first down and 10, again around that 33-yard line or so. It is the 4th possession here for the Broncos. On the Rock Springs 33. The handoff to the back. It is Edward Garza. Garza still on his feet. A flag comes down. Look for the holding call here. He does dance and prance his way beyond the 25-yard line. However, that flag is out there on the field. And the officials talking things over right now. Will be a personal foul against the Broncos, also a personal foul against Rock Springs. Those penalties will offset, replay first down. Does take some time off the clock, though. 52 seconds to go here in the first half.
With 52 seconds left in the first half.
The official asked for the clock to start up here, and the Broncos not really showing any sense of urgency with that clock running, as they've got a ways to go here, around 33 yards to get into the end zone. And the clock just beyond 35 seconds now. They finally do break out of the huddle here. 2 receivers to either side, down low to the right. It's Angel Garza alongside Zachary Sanchez. Robert Aguilar steps back on the shotgun. Deep pass out to the left side of the field, and this one in and out of the reach. It's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver, Jesse Garza, bring up second down. That incomplete pass does stop the clock with 15 seconds to go.
With 15 seconds to go in the half.
So again, they've got about 32, 33 yards to go here. Second down, it's not really the downs that matter, it's the time playing against the Broncos now. Keep in mind the first possession did go to the Broncos, so coming out of the gates in the third quarter, it's going to be a kickoff to Rock Springs. So the Broncos.
Bronco Nation breaks up the huddle. Second and 10.
Trying to get in here. 2 receivers to either side.
And here they go back once.
Aguilar stepping back, scanning the field, and this one throws it too short. That one incomplete. Took off about 6 on the clock. 9 seconds to go on third down here in the first half.
About 8 seconds left on the clock.
Once again, Rob Hipp alongside Nathan Height. Big thanks to Nathan for running the camera for us this afternoon, doing a great job. Went to school with Nathan. Good guy. And glad to have him up in the booth tonight. So thanks for being up here, Nathan. Once again, 8 seconds to go in the third. I beg your pardon, a third down. Aguilar scanning the field. He's chased. He's going to try to heave it deep down in the field, and it's going to be intercepted. Coming up with the interception, Tommy Silva, and Silva brought down. That will do it for the first half.
And that will end your first half with Angoras 8, Bronco Nation 0.
And so once again, at the end of the first half, Rocksprings Angoras lead this contest at home 8-0. We'll be right back for a halftime summary and also some more information about Gridiron Glory Alumni football. All that and more. Stay tuned. You're watching Gridiron Glory Alumni football here, presented by SHN Sports. This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com. Welcome back to Gridiron Glory Alumni Football, presented by SHN Sports. I'm Rob Hipp alongside Nathan Hyde. Thanks for joining us this afternoon for another exciting broadcast, another exciting Gridiron Glory Alumni Football game here in the Lone Star State. Once again, we're live here in Rock Springs, Texas, one of those nice towns here in the southwest part of the Lone Star State. And you know it's a good town whenever you have the water tower that has the name of the town on it. Reminds me of that football movie with Ed O'Neill and the Little Giants movie where he points to his brother, says one name, the O'Shea brothers are going to be on the water tower. Well, hey, here at Rock Springs, the Rock Springs is on the water tower. State champion high school back in the day, great community, wonderful folks here in Rock Springs. And again, thanks for joining us at halftime. Rock Springs leading this contest 8-0. And Nathan, see if you can get that shot of that water tower over there, man. I mean, that is cool, just right above the trees. And just a beautiful sight. It's a little hard to kind of find here, kind of near the light. Nathan will find it for us. We got to check this out. I mean, it's pretty cool to see that. You don't see that in a lot of cities anymore. You know, the big cities don't have that. But, I mean, get a look at that. That right there is the pride of your town right there, the name on the water tower. That lets people know where you're at. And, hey, the Rock Springs folks here, the Angoras Nation, they come out to play. So, well, once again, that score 8-0 here at halftime. We'll go over a quick scoring summary as the first three possessions, as I talked about earlier, all resulted in interceptions. The Broncos on their first interception was an interception. The Rock Springs Angoras, their first possession, an interception, and then the Broncos followed another interception. And finally, on the second possession by the Angoras, they were able to score, but first, a Tommy Silva touchdown run from around 28 yards negated on a holding penalty. And he finally did get his retribution, able to come out and score a 2-yard run, but not before on first down. I beg your pardon, on 4th down and 12. It was the quarterback, Raimundo Gonzalez, on that huge first down that he picked up on a 4th down and 12. That set things up for his running back, Tommy Silva, to go in and score. Then on the keeper, it was Gonzalez to score the 2-point conversion. And that's where we stay at 8-0. The third possession's for Sonora. The drive stalled. The punt actually went about 15 yards, and then it rolled back. About a no gain on the punt. Gave great field possession to Rock Springs. Started out around the 37-yard line of the Broncos. Great defense, however, by the quarterback, Robert Aguilar. 2 big tackles on that drive resulted in a 4th down, and the Rock Springs Angoras go to punt the football. However, there was a missed snap out there in the backfield as Tano Ramirez could not get his hands on it. The ball goes all the way back to the Rock Springs 33-yard line, and then the Broncos trying to do something before the end of the half. However, time expired, and on a last-moment attempt by Aguilar, throwing it, heaving it into the end zone, it was intercepted by Tommy Silva. So far, the name of the game has been Tommy Silva. However, don't count out the defense of the Sonora Broncos. Still a close one here. And keep in mind, Sonora doesn't really have much in the way of substitutions, as a lot of folks weren't able to make their way up here for this ball game. However, the Angoras have a pretty full roster. So we'll have more about Gridiron Glory Alumni football when we come back. And just under 10 minutes, we'll have the second half as we get things rolling along. Again, thanks for joining us here. Gridiron Glory Alumni football presented by SHN Sports continues after this. This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com. Okay, ready? I think everybody just heard me say ready out there. Well, hey, again, Rob Hipp alongside Nathan Height here live from Rock Springs, Texas. Been a phenomenal football game so far here on Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. As always, a big shout out to our good friend, Mr. George Cox. Does a wonderful job throughout the Lone Star State and more putting on these alumni football games. Some folks out there may be asking, Rob, man, if I want to get back out there on the gridiron, how do I do it? How do I play? Really simple. Go to gridironglory.com. That website is gridironglory.com. All it takes is one person to get interested. Fill out your name, find your team. There's a contact page there. Once you fill it out, George Cox gets a hold of you, and the rest goes from there. So, again, if you want to get out on the gridiron, if you want to play football again, doesn't matter. Even I've talked to some folks, even if you didn't even play football in high school, but you've always wanted to get out there and play, this may be your opportunity. Again, check out the website, gridironglory.com. George Cox, wonderful job that they do. A lot of exciting things going on. As we send it back to the field, Nathan, about to close in here on the second half of play. It's been a good night here for Gridiron Glory Alumni football. And, again, wanted to thank everybody for sticking with us here and watching the game this afternoon, just under 2 minutes before we get things back in action. Again, the temperature around 85 degrees, beautiful Rock Springs, Texas tonight. And we're excited about what's going on. Hey, next week, today's June the 4th, well, next week, a week from today, in fact, going to be an alumni football game in Florence, Texas. The Florence Buffaloes playing. That's going to be on June 11th. So if you're seeing this video before June 11th, come out and support more alumni football. And once again, if you want to see your team out there playing, visit gridironglory.com. All it takes is one person to get it rolling. Well, as we get close to kicking things off in the third quarter, here in Rock Springs at Rock Springs High School, I mean, right near the heart of town here. The Angoras lead this contest again 8-0. We'll take a break. When we come back, the start of the third quarter, the second half, just underway. In a few moments, you're watching Gridiron Glory Alumni Football live on SHN Sports.
score. 20 Tony Garcia.
Welcome back to Gridiron Glory Alumni Football. Third quarter just about to get underway. The Broncos kicking the ball off. The quarterback, also the kicker, playing all positions this afternoon is Robert Aguilar. That kick on its way and drilled by his own teammate out there. A little miscommunication as Zachary Cifuentes bumping into his own teammate on the return was Felipe Zamora. And they're going to call him down around the 32-yard line. So that's where we'll get underway again. Rocksprings leading this contest 8-0, getting the ball back here for the first time in the third quarter. This is the fourth possession of the afternoon for Rocksprings. So we really haven't seen a lot of possessions. Only 3 possessions for each team in the first. The fourth possession went to the Broncos, and that was it. We saw the ball exchange 6 times. So again, that ball for Rocksprings on their own 32. Raimundo Gonzalez. And a fumble on the play. The Broncos act like they have the ball, and they do. Coming up at the bottom of the pile, David Ronquillo, the 2011 graduate.
David Ronquillo on the recovery for Bronco Nation.
And so this will be the 5th possession now for the Broncos. They'll start out on the Rocksprings 32-yard line. Nice reception there by David Ronquillo for the Broncos. So again, even though they're short-handed, the Broncos this afternoon only down by a score and a 2-point conversion. This time 2 receivers down to the left, 1 up top to the right, 2 backs. The pass over to the left, this one high, in and out of the hands. Angel Garza almost able to pull it in. However, it does fall incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. So once again, thanks for joining us here on Gridiron Glory Alumni Football, presented by SHN Sports. As we talked about at halftime, if you're interested in getting back on the gridiron, all it takes is a simple click and visit to gridironglory.com. Once again, that website, gridironglory.com. Broncos break out of the snap. 2 receivers line up on the near side. 1 receiver up top to the right. Angel Garza joined by Tyler Wilson. The snap back, the handoff to the back, bouncing around, still on his feet. It's Edward Garza on the near side. Garza has a few to beat with his lead blocker spinning around. Garza all the way down to the 10-yard line. Great blocking ahead of him. What a nice job there by Tyler Wilson, paving the way for his back. A huge pickup all the way down to the 10-yard line.
Brings up a 1st down and goal for Bronco Nation. They are just inside the 10-yard line.
So call that a 22-yard run.
31, Alex Carrillo checks into the ball game.
That ball on the near side hash mark in the red zone now. The Broncos, Sonora with an opportunity here to put points on the board. Lining up deep on the far side is Jesse Garza. 2 receivers down to the near. It's Angel Garza and Tyler Wilson. Garza in motion. Instead, it's going to be the keeper. Aguilar trying to dive around. A nice tackle right there coming up. And who else? None other number 33, Tommy Silva. Seen Silva all over the field this afternoon. It's going to bring up 2nd down here. And goal. Was a loss of about 3 on the play. Once again, that ball on the near side hash mark. 9:23 to go here in the third quarter. Rocksprings leads 8-0, but the Broncos in striking distance. Breaking out of the huddle, Same formation. Receiver to the far side, out to the right is Jesse Garza. 2 receivers down to the left. Once again, Angel Garza and Tyler Wilson. 2 backs behind the quarterback. The handoff over to Zachary Sanchez. Sanchez, misdirection, cuts back inside. He'll pick up a few more yards and gets back inside the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and goal around the 8-yard line. Substitutions coming off the field for Rock Springs, number 42 and 25. Beg your pardon, we don't have a number for 42. 25 out there is David Stevens. So here we go, folks. Big 3rd down and goal for Sonora. 2 receivers down to the left, again 1 up top. Quarterback scanning over to the right side. Aguilar throws and in and out of the reach of Jesse Garza. It will bring up 4th down and goal. Look for the Broncos to go for it here with 8:07 to go in the 3rd. We saw a great run moments ago by Edward Garza. They've opted not to go to him the last 2 plays, so we'll see if the Broncos look for a run here or a pass. The passing game has been almost non-existent on either side of the field this afternoon. Aguilar in shotgun. Low snap. He's going to pass. Scanning the field, throwing, and it is going to be caught for the touchdown! Big play right there into the hands of Tyler Wilson, and the Broncos get 6.
That gets them on the board. Looks like the Broncos will go for 2 to try to tie this thing up.
So they will go for 2 here to try to make this a tie ball game with 7:29 to go in the 3rd. I may have blown Nathan's ears out over here next to me on that last call. So just as I mentioned, the passing game almost non-existent, able to come through big. This time 2 receivers up top to the right, man in motion down on the left. And it will be a handoff to that man in motion. It's Garza, and Garza is going to be upended at the 10-yard line. Big stop by Rock Springs, by the big man, Zachary Cifuentes. He protects it, and they hold on to the 2-point lead, 8-6. Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports continues after this. This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com. Welcome back to Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. Well, the Broncos finally make their way down the field, scoring on an 8-yard touchdown pass from the hands of Aguilar to Tyler Wilson, and they put 6 on the board. However, a big stop by Zachary Cifuentes on the 2-point conversion, and not able to convert was Angel Garza, and Rock Springs holds on to that 2-point lead, 8-6. So just getting underway here after the score by the Broncos, 7:26 to go in the 3rd quarter. Kicking off is Robert Aguilar, back deep, set to receive a host of Rocksprings Angoras. A low kick, and this one is going to go out of bounds for the first illegal procedure that we've seen this afternoon. But after a pretty fast-paced first half, the
First and 10.
second half here and the third quarter taking a little time as the Broncos able to drive down and score. A couple of passing plays, stopping the clock on incomplete, but finally able to complete one to get in for the score. So Rocksprings Angoras take over here after the kickoff and the illegal procedure around the 44-yard line. This time the pitch back over to the back, still on his feet, has room to run on the near side. What a big run right there from the 43-yard line all the way down to Bronco territory. And unfortunately, another penalty, an unsportsmanlike conduct, will send that huge run that went into Bronco territory back. So unbelievable penalties marring the Rocksprings Angoras this afternoon. A touchdown earlier by Silva in the first half brought back. However, he did go back on that same drive and eventually score. And then a big run right here by Silva comes back on a personal foul. Clock running, 6:30 to go in the third. Receiver up top to the left, wearing number 88, not Michael Irvin, Felipe Zamora. Another receiver down to the right. Gonzalez under center. Gonzalez, the handoff immediately to his back, Carlos Franco, and Franco still on his feet, dancing his way into Bronco territory at the 49-yard line. Nice pickup there by Franco on first down. It'll be second down and short for the Angoras.
They'll bring up a 2nd and 4 for the mighty Angoras.
So here we go on second down and short, same formation. Gonzalez under center, two backs behind him in the I. Calling the play on second down. This time the handoff to his back, loses the ball, and was he able to fall back on it? Waiting to see. It looks like a red jersey under there. And it's number 56, I believe, coming up the recovery there, Juan Hurtado, the 2004 graduate. So a fumble there on second, luckily able to retain possession are the Rocksprings Angoras. And they'll have the ball here on third down and short. Again, just inside Bronco territory. Rocksprings leading 8-6, holding on to that 2-point lead, trying to get out of trouble here on third down. Gonzalez under center. Same formation we've seen most of the afternoon in the I. This time the pitch out to Silva. Silva stopped in the backfield. The initial tackle coming from the hands of Victor Reyes. Reyes out there, the 2014 alum, and another big fourth down. We've seen the Angoras convert several fourth down plays here this afternoon. Will they be able to do it again? That ball sitting right at the half-century mark, right on the 50, smack dab in the center of the field. Breaks out a huddle, far side again is Felipe Zamora. Here on the near side is Randall Ramirez. In the I formation once again, Gonzalez under center. Back behind him is Franco. Instead, he's going to pitch out over to his hot man, Silva. Silva trying to dance his way around, breaks a few tackles, trying to find a hole. Silva dives in. He appears to have the first down from here. They're going to mark him close, folks. That second effort by Silva, a little dancing, prancing his way down, and it looks like he may have enough for that first down, depending on the spot. And the official does call it first down. Another big run by Silva on first down for the first down.
Takes it all the way down to the Bronco 46-yard line. With 3:38 to go in the game.
That ball sitting now on the Bronco 46-yard line.
3:38 to go in the third quarter, excuse me.
3:28 to go here in the third quarter. The Angoras leading 8-6 after another big fourth down conversion. Same I formation here. Gonzalez under center. This time hands off.
That's a handoff, a little fullback handoff to number 55.
That one into the hands of Randy Balvantin.
With the carry.
And Balvantin gets it to,
About 2 on the play.
I'll call it 2 yards here. Is the PA, we heard him say it, and they do. They mark it down just inside the 45, in between the 44 and the 45. Going to be second down and long here for Rock Springs. Clock at 2:46 and winding. For the most part, this has been a running game for both teams. However, the Broncos did get on the board with that pass in their last possession. They got that last possession after an early fumble on first down by Rock Springs, who got the ball to start things here in the third quarter. Breaking out of the huddle. New man on the near side is Efrain Cifuentes. Another receiver up top to the left. In the same I formation, however, Gonzalez under center. Steps back, scanning the field. Gonzalez over to the left side. And in and out of the hands, not able to hold on to it is Felipe Zamora. And that'll bring up third down and long for the Angoras.
That'll bring up third down for the Angoras.
Well, it seems like the charm of the game for Rock Springs has been fourth down. So if they don't convert here, they've got another opportunity on fourth, and they've been able to convert all afternoon on fourth down. Sure, they wouldn't like to be in that situation every time, though. That ball sitting at the 45-yard line. Seems like the spot got pushed back a little bit for some reason. It was just inside the 45, and now it's right on the 45. Was sitting on the 44. Nobody out there seems to mind, however. Breaks out of the snap. Look for something a little special here on this play. Lining up in shotgun now is Gonzalez. 2 receivers down, 1 up top to the left. Steps back, scanning, looking over the left. Instead, they're going to block for him. He's got room to run. Dancing around, spinning his way just inside the 35-yard line. They're going to call him down actually around the 37. It'll bring up fourth down and short for Gonzalez and the Angoras.
Which is going to bring a fourth down and 1 for the Angoras.
Once again, Tommy Silva actually looked like he was going to make his way down, and now they're going to throw a penalty flag here on a potential illegal substitution, it appears to be. We'll wait to see what the call is. Head official talking things over. 1:29 to go in the third quarter. Rock Springs leading 8-6 over the Broncos here at home. It is an illegal formation, so once again penalties making the Angoras drive back, and that's a huge one because it was fourth down and short.
That's going to push them back 5 yards. Bring up a fourth and about a long 6. Look like they're going to go for it on fourth down.
So another big fourth down play here. This time the handoff over to the right side, and he's diving, has enough for the first down. What a big play on that one.
Number 81, Efrain Cifuentes with a catch and carry. And that's going to give the Angoras a first down.
And that'll be a first down here.
On about the 32-yard line. We've got a pitch out to number 32, Fabian Ortiz on the left side. He gets stopped by 74, George Cox with a stop.
Special thanks to
It's going to take us down to under 30 seconds.
Some fans up there for the Angoras. Two youngsters brought me my papers, man, as they fell out of the booth up here.
It's going to be second and about 7 on the Broncos 30-yard line.
Six seconds to go, 5, the clock ticking on the third quarter. The pitch out, over to the right side, dancing around as time expires, lowering his head. It is Tommy Silva. And on second down, not able to advance the ball. However, it will be third and short. That'll do it for the end of the third quarter. When we come back, the Angoras within striking distance again, trying to extend that lead, leading 8-6. We'll be right back. You're watching Gridiron Glory Alumni Football, presented by SHN Sports. This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com. Welcome back to Gridiron Glory Alumni Football, presented by SHN Sports. Broadcasting tonight from Rocksprings High School here in beautiful Rock Springs, Texas, and Southwest Texas, a Lone Star State. A beautiful evening. We're just about to enter the fourth quarter as the Rocksprings Angoras lead this contest 8-6 over the Sonora Broncos. It will be third down and about 5. For the Angoras here as they're in striking distance, trying to move inside the red zone. Ramirez now at quarterback, steps back, scanning over the right side, has room to run. Ramirez lowering his shoulder like the big man from Baylor. The ball falls out. There are flags on the field, however. There was a fumble on the play, recovered by the Broncos initially. We'll wait to see what the laundry on the field is all about as the official makes his way over. It's going to be holding. That penalty is declined, and it will be a fumble turnover. And so Rock Springs there, their drive comes to an end after a fumble around the 20-yard line. That was the first play of the fourth quarter. And now for only the sixth possession of the evening, the Broncos down by 2 with 11:15 and the clock running here in the final quarter of play. They'll have this ball on. Trying to get the yardage here. Looks like about their own 13. At least from up here.
Looks like we have a timeout on the field.
There will be a timeout on the field.
We'd like to thank our law enforcement that's standing under the scoreboard. Thank you guys for your service.
We'll keep things right here. Again, the Broncos with the ball here after that fumble. A nice run initially by Sonora Broncos, the 2004 graduate. We've seen him under center a few times this afternoon in place of Raimundo Gonzalez. However, initially had enough down there, but coughing the ball up as he was diving down. And that is a big body out there. Reminds me of the big guy from Baylor University. And unfortunately not able to hold on to the ball after an impressive, powerful run. And that gives the ball back over to the Broncos, down by 2 with 10:58 to go in the ball game. So if you're out there watching this game, you find it out there on internet land somewhere, and you're hearing this right now, make sure to stay tuned to the video, or if you want to skip ahead and kind of see the score, if you're just eager to know what the score is, don't miss the post-game interview with the Gridiron Glory Alumni Football Player of the Game. That will be called at the end of the ball game. However, this one's still too close to call right now. We don't have that player yet. We've got a few ideas, but we don't have the player yet because this one's still too close to call. On first down here for the Broncos after the fumble recovery. 87 yards to go. A touchdown will give them the lead. Another low pass into the direction of Angel Garza. It'll be second down and 10. Once again, I'm Rob Hipp alongside my good friend Nathan Height. Nathan and I, born and raised in Georgetown. Were you born in Georgetown, Nathan? He said yes, he was. And Nathan and I went to school all throughout school together. He's a year older than me, though. He's an old man. I'm a young man. Nathan's 33. I'm 32. But Nathan, Nathan just told me I wouldn't call that old. Nathan's sporting the awesome mustache. I'm sporting a little beard. So, you know, we're getting there, Nathan, you know. But, again, it's an honor to have Nathan up here running the camera for us this afternoon. Good guy. Glad I've known him for a long time and good friend of mine. Back underway here, second down and 10 for the Broncos. In shotgun. Quarterback deep pass down the field, and it's going to be way overthrown as it sails around the 45-yard line. The intended receiver from the hand of Robert Aguilar. Trying to get a number out there, and I think it was number 3, Angel Garza, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong on that. It's going to be third down and 10 for the Broncos, trying to make their way down the field. 9:23 to go in the ball game, and on an incomplete pass, the clock running. So no love for the away team this afternoon. In shotgun, 2 backs to either side. 2 receivers stacked up to the left, 1 receiver down to the right. Clock at 8:49. Low snap, trying to pitch back. He throws the ball into the backfield, and it will be recovered, thankfully, by the Broncos. Able to recover their own fumble there. Coming up with it was Edward Garza. However, it will be fourth down and long. The BA just said a fourth and a country mile, and I'll have to agree with that. Once again, a lot of folks out here tonight watching this game. Wonderful support by the community of Rock Springs. Seen a few veterans down there as well wearing their hat, and we appreciate the wonderful service of our military and remember those who have fallen for our freedom just recently at Memorial Day. So we thank everyone for their service out there. It will be a punt here, out deep, set to receive that ball. None other than Tommy Silva, the 2007 graduate. 8:23 to go in a ball game. Set back deep to punt, or deep to receive and deep to punt is Robert Aguilar. This one puts it up in the air. This one's going to go a lot farther than the last one. Settles right into the hands around the 40-yard line. Dancing around, it's Silva. Silva still on his feet, and he's finally plowed down out there. Nice backfield tackle by Zachary Sanchez.
But it's going to set up the Angoras with 8 minutes to go in the game on the Bronco 38-yard line.
So again, 8 minutes to go here in the ball game. And great field position. Here on the 6th possession of the evening for Rock Springs. So they'll have the ball after the punt here on the Bronco. We'll call it the 30, looks like the 38-yard line. The clock at 7:45. Snapping the ball here for Rock Springs, Zachary Cifuentes. In shotgun, Ramondo Gonzalez. Trips down to the left this time, one receiver up top to the right. Gonzalez scanning the field over to his right side, now hopping back left. He's going to keep it. Dancing his way down to the 30. Has room to run, one man to beat. Still on his feet, and he's going to be brought down around the 20-yard line. A great tackle right there by Robert Aguilar, but not for a huge pickup almost into the red zone. Going to call him down at the Bronco 21-yard line.
Nice run by Ramondo Gonzalez.
So Ramondo Gonzalez tonight has been awesome at that quarterback helm. And now substitution on the field as Tommy Silva heads to the sideline. He's replaced by Fabian Ortiz. 7:16 to go, clock running. Angoras lead 8-6 over the Broncos, striking in the red zone yet again. One receiver to either side, I formation. We've seen it quite a bit this afternoon. Gonzalez under center, 2 backs behind him. This time the delayed handoff, he is going to hand it off to his back Franco, and Franco down to around the, call it the 16-yard line.
Gains about 4 or 5 on the play. Brings up.
It's going to be second down and long.
6 from the Bronco 15.
The clock just at 6:30 now, and as you can expect, Rock Springs taking their time here. No point of rushing things. Lines up in the same I formation, one receiver to either side. Down to the left is Felipe Zamora, up top to the right, Randall Ramirez. Gonzalez under center, 2 backs behind him in the I. This time the handoff again to Carlos Franco. Franco stopped again. About a yard gain on the play. Going to bring up 3rd down.
2 on the carry.
Clock below 6 minutes now, and now we see Tommy Silva heading back onto the field. Fabian Ortiz coming off, as well as Randall Ramirez. .540 and ticking. And break out of the huddle here. This time up top to the right, it's going to be Efrain Cifuentes as a receiver. Down to the left is Felipe Zamora. Back in the I again, Gonzalez under center, 2 backs behind him. So far he's been going to Franco every possession. This time a deep sweep over to Silva. Silva dancing his way around, breaks one and able to get down.
Looks like he's going to have enough for the first down.
He will pick up a Angora first down around the 8-yard line.
Bronco Flair is slow to get up. With 5:20 to go in the ball game. It'll be first down and goal for the Angoras.
So it is first down and goal here. 5:20 to go in the ball game. Rock Springs leads Sonora 8-6. They have the ball. Rock Springs does. Well inside the red zone now, around the 8-yard line. Definitely in striking positions. There will be a timeout on the field as water being brought to the players. It's a little warm out there this afternoon. I think Nathan and I are up here working up a sweat.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Nathan telling me it's pretty hot. At least it's not summer hot yet, though, you know? At least it's not 120 degrees yet. Well, speaking on weather, once again, our thoughts and prayers with all those across the Lone Star State suffering from the recent floods that we've had. We're thankful for the rain, but some places, unfortunately, getting a little too much. The lakes, it's nice to see them filled, but tragically, several around the Lone Star State have lost their lives due to the recent flooding. And our thoughts and prayers are with all those that are affected. Hopefully things will be drying out soon. Nathan and I are on our way here across Highway 29. We came from north of Austin, Texas, and coming down Highway 29 through Burnett and then Bertram, Burnett, those little towns, and then finally making our way to Lake Buchanan. Boy, the river was on a roll there. Cars pulled over on the side of 29 checking out the waters. It was just a flowing coming out of the dam over there. Appeared a couple of the gates were open, and folks haven't seen water like that in a long time in this area. Of course, most of you know, suffering from a pretty big drought for many, many years, and the lake's finally filling back up. Crazy weather all across the world, even Paris, France. Man, heard the museum that hosts the Mona Lisa, they had to move all the paintings and everything upstairs because there was flooding in some of the fine museums there in Paris, France. Unbelievable. The clock rolling again here with just about 5 minutes to go in the ball game. The Angoras here breaking out a snap of probably going to line up in that same I formation. Don't want to call it early, but that appears what it is. This time the back's behind him. Two backs behind him. Same in the I. And Tommy Silva. The handoff to Silva on the left side, diving his way for about a yard to the 5-yard line. It'll be second down and goal. Clock at 4:30 and ticking. Speaking of ticking, old Tommy Silva takes a licking and keeps on ticking out there. He's been playing phenomenal so far. Under center. This time a little back pass, and this one goes back for a loss on the play as they go back over to Randy Balvantine. And it will bring up third down and goal here for the Angoras.
Third and goal from about the 8-yard line.
Clock is stopped at 4:15. So they will call actually an illegal formation. There were 5 men in the backfield for the Angoras. That'll set them back here. Once again, the Angoras in good position here, and penalties setting them back. They're going to decline the penalty. It will be third down and goal.
Third down for the Angoras.
So Broncos there decide to decline the penalty. And now the clock winds back down. 4 minutes to go in the ball game. The Angoras leading, Rocksprings Angoras leading 8-6 over the Sonora Broncos. They have the ball. Rocksprings trying to punch one more in and secure this victory. Quarterback under center is Gonzalez. Gonzalez scanning the field, puts his arm up. Now he's going to run with it, and he's tackled. A couple of Broncos on the play. The initial tackle there was 59.
For the Broncos.
And I beg your pardon, we do not have a number out there. If it was 59. 58 is Victor Reyes. Maybe it was Reyes out there on the tackle. Well played game by the Broncos considering they're shorthanded. Really no one to sub in and out for them. 3:22 to go in a ball game. Clock ticking. Fourth down and goal for Rock Springs. Raimundo under center in the I formation again. One receiver to each side, two backs behind him. This time, the pitch out to his man on the far side. It's Silva, and Silva, did he get in? The pylon goes down.
He's going to be down at the 1.
And Silva will be brought down at the 1-yard line. A Bronco player on the field. The clock runs at 2:44 and ticking. However, if that was fourth down, that should be a change of play. They're just going to keep running the clock here. And now they finally stop it at 2:38. A Bronco player a little slow to get up here. And he is to his knees now and finally making his way up. Good job there. And that was Mr. George Cox. So took a breather, and George back on his feet. Another big stop by the Broncos. Their defense has just been amazing here in this ball game. As I've stated many times, considering they've been shorthanded, able to come up huge and hold Rock Springs to only 8 points with 2:38 to go in the ball game.
Broncos take over, trying to get a little rush. He's going to throw it. They're going to call that an incomplete pass. It'll be second down for Bronco Nation, still at the 1. Good defense by the Angoras. 52, Bosley Fuentes checks out of the game.
So the Broncos here trying to hold on to one last little fresh breath of life, but they got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Gunsmoke, buddy. We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old band run. Something like that. That's a good movie, man. Burt Reynolds, legend. Lost another legend yesterday, Muhammad Ali, one of sporting's finest. 1:20 to go here on second down and long.
15.
Pitch out to the back, and he's going to be dropped in. Oh, actually, they're going to toss the ball back and try to pass it here. It's going to be an incomplete pass with 1:10 to go, third down and long.
For Bronco Nation. With 1:10 left in your ball game.
And a timeout called here by the Broncos.
By Bronco Nation. Again, don't forget your concession stand.
Well, it's been a good one so far, and this is going to be one of the first alumni games that we've covered that wasn't part of a championship-type game where it's going to be over before the sun goes down, I believe, Nathan. So, you know, pretty crazy. Normally we're out here and the nightfall is still upon us, and tonight this one may be down. The sun still well over the trees out there. So Nathan, what'd you think of the first alumni game that you've been at?
Oh, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty fun.
Well, Nathan, good to have you up here, man, and thank you for operating that camera. I know you didn't want to talk much, but I had to get you on for a minute, man.
Well, don't bother me.
Had to get Nathan up here on one of them, man. He's doing a great job tonight. So, again, Nathan, thank you for being up here. Enjoyed the travel with you, and looking forward to having you doing more with us, man.
Oh, yeah.
So I know
sure.
you've been running camera for a long time. I know at the church there in Georgetown doing audio stuff. So, man, you got the skills we need, brother.
Yep, thanks.
As we get back into play here with 1:10 to go. Looks like this timeout's over here. I knew I'd sneak Nathan in on there before the game was over, so had to get him on there. Nathan even said just now, I knew you were going to. Here we go on 3rd down and long. In the backfield, quarterback in shotgun in protect mode. Looking to pass here, dropping back, chased in the end zone. Now he's going to throw it another deep pass. It's intercepted, and is it going to be brought down? What a big interception right there. Balventin with the interception.
Nice play by 55.
Saw his family sitting down here earlier because she had the Balventin shirt on, and that's going to be intercepted. And with 43 seconds to go, that may do it. It should do it. We do have the SHN, the Gridiron Glory player of the game. We'll announce that. We'll make our way down to the field as we will have an interview with that player of the game. And so you won't hear my voice for a little bit as I'm going to make my way down to the field. Nathan's going to keep running the camera here, and I'm going to give him a shout-out whenever it's time to zoom in. We're going to pull him around the 50-yard line or so. And so we'll be down there talking that over and having those stats as we get them. So this should be the end of the ball game here coming up. A great fight, though. Valiant effort by Sonora. Clock at 26, and Rocksprings may try to punch another one in here. We'll see. You'd think they'd take a knee, but no, they're going to go for it. Lowering, trying to force his way in. Did he get in? And he did. A touchdown, and that'll definitely secure it there. A nice run inside by Carlos Franco. With 12 seconds to go in a ball game, so I'm not going anywhere just yet, Nathan.
Angoras 14, Bronco Nation 6.
So it is 14-6 here with 12 seconds to go in the ball game. Boy, things could get a little interesting here if they don't convert on this two-point conversion. I mean, there's the favor still highly in the hands of Rocksprings, but there's still an opportunity here for the Broncos on the return if they can hold them on this two-point conversion. 12 seconds left in the game.
Angoras take a knee.
They take a knee, but that doesn't run the clock down because it's a two-point conversion. So not sure what they did on that.
14-6.
And wow, the officials are just going to say forget it and run the clock. Wow. That is the ball game. So I'm going to head down to the field. We'll have that Gridiron Glory player of the game in just a few moments. And again, you've been watching Gridiron Glory Alumni football here on SHN Sports. We'll be back in just a few moments. So, Nathan, I'm down here on the field. Can you hear me right now? I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. He's got me down there. So what happens after every game is the George Cox owner, Gridiron Glory, wearing number 74 out there. They go over the Lord's Prayer, talk about the game. Great sportsmanship here tonight for this wonderful alumni game in Rock Springs. Very nice sportsmanship. Great to see these guys out here playing this way. And not any fighting, nothing like that. And that's the way it should be. So in just a few moments, we're going to have that Gridiron Glory player of the game. And for now, Nathan, if you just want to zoom in on the group here, we'll get that on video as well. And then when we come back around the 50-yard line or so, we'll have the Gridiron Glory player of the game. We'll announce that in just a few moments. So, Nathan, back down here on the field is we didn't have it announced over the PA, but not sure if you're able to hear it, but the player of the game, the Gridiron Glory player of the game, number 33, Tommy Silva, for the Rocksprings Angoras. Just a few moments, we're going to have that interview with Tommy. So Tommy making his way over here right now. Hey, Tommy, man, what's up? Rob Hipp with Gridiron Glory SHN Sports. Man, heck of a game. I'm gonna say hell of a game, man. The camera's right there, so we're going to have this online a little bit later tonight. You'll be able to check that out, man. Presented with the Gridiron Glory Alumni Football. Naming you the player of the game, the MVP, man. What's it feel like to be out here on the gridiron and play football again, man?
It feels good. It's been a long time, and, it's fun for all of us. We just do it for fun, That's it.
Well, Tommy, man, just going through some notes here, and I have a bad memory, so I have to go back and read them. But, man, you had a 28-yard touchdown run here in the first half. That was negated, though, due to a holding penalty.
Yes, sir.
And so at that point, what are your reactions whenever and we'll get to it in a minute. You came back and you scored a touchdown on that same drive. But, man, what does it feel like when you're down there, you run your tail off 28 yards, and then it's called back? What's going through your mind at that point?
It's just bad luck, but nothing. I don't hold nothing against no one, It's a competitive sport, and we love this game. That's what we're going to do.
Well, Tommy, man, you guys do love it. It is competitive. Great answer. You guys come back. Your team holds their composure. Then you come back, and it was a big 4th down and 12. Your quarterback on that 4th down and 12, a 12-yard run to get the first down, and that sets you up for a 2-yard touchdown run. You guys took the lead from there and, held on to that 8-0. But then, man, here's really not because you scored the touchdown. That's not why you're the player of the game. Not just because of that. But then at the end of the second half, you have an interception down there. Don't know if you remember that. What was going through your mind on that pick?
Well, I was trying to score, but I knew it was already going to be the end of the half. So I was like, if I go down, I go down as long as, we're just having fun out here.
So, man, on the offense, you're doing it. You're getting out there on the defense doing it. And then, come on, man, 4th down and 4, and here you are again, Tommy Silva running, getting that first down, really helping, at the end of the third. Doing a lot out there. Your teammates made it happen for you tonight.
Yeah, they do. They I feed off of them, and they got good energy, so it's going to make me play good, and I love that, and I can't ask for anything more.
Well, Tommy, final question here, man. Again, you told me earlier you love the game of football. You like being out here. Anybody out there you want to send some love to? Any shout-outs you want to give tonight?
just the United States military, all my brothers across seas. Right now, I love y'all, and I'm playing for y'all, babies.
Awesome. Well, again, Tommy Silva, the SHN, I beg your pardon, the Gridiron Glory player of the game. Good to have you down here, man, and we'll throw up a little sign up there. Peace, everybody. Again, Tommy Silva, once again, your player of the game. Great job tonight, man. So, once again, Nathan, great job by Tommy. I mean, you talk about it tonight. Sonora comes out here, the Angoras, and they're ready to rock and roll. They take care of business here at home at Rocksprings High School. Just a phenomenal game. Man, Nathan, it was awesome working with you this afternoon. We're excited. This one will be up a little bit later tonight. Normally we have it up right away due to some internet issues here in the small town of Rock Springs. We don't have a connection, and so we will have that up a little bit later. But going back, once again, the final score here, Rocksprings Angoras win this contest 14-6 over the Sonora Broncos. But once again, Nathan, don't count out the Broncos as they were playing shorthanded. Those guys played all 48 minutes out here and did a heck of a job. So on behalf of everyone at SHN Sports, I'm Rob Hipp alongside my good friend Nathan Height. Once again, our wonderful friends, George Cox. It's our blessing and honor to be able to bring these games, alumni games, on the web for everybody out there to enjoy them. Once again, your final score here from Rock Springs, Texas. The Angoras of Rock Springs victorious 14-6. We'll catch you next time here on Gridiron Glory Alumni Football.